This is 6.2, dividing a fraction by a whole number. How can you model the division of a fraction by a whole number? The diagram shows a way to model half, or 1 over 2 divided by 3, which equals 1 over 6 using the pattern block. So we've got half of a hexagon right here. We've got half of a 6-sided figure right there. When we divide this by 3, we split it into 3 different blocks, so which would equal 1/6 as well, like 3 divided by, or 1/2 divided by 3. When we divide that, we get 3 triangles. We only want one of those 3 triangles because it's divided by 3, so it's not, we just want one of those triangles. So there's one triangle right there. We know that one green triangle equals 1/6. So explain how the pattern blocks model the division. That's what we did before. Explain how the diagram of a rectangle models the same division. We've got 1/2 right here. When we divide it into 3, we've got 1, 2, and 3. Now we've got to do that for both sides, because what you do to one side, you do to the other. And then we only want one of the, because it's 3, we just want 3. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and we just want one of those. So it's 1/6. So we model the division 2/3 divided by 2 using pattern blocks. We can see that here we've got pattern blocks. We've got 2/3 represented right here. And when we split it in half, we have 1/3. Pretty simple. Model the same division using a diagram of a rectangle. So we've got 2/3 as well, right there. 1/3, 2/3, 3. So when we can divide it by 2, we take the 2/3 and we've divided them by 2, and we only want one of them. So half of that, or sorry, half of 2 is 1. Pretty straightforward. 2/3 divided by 2 equals 1 over 3. Gets a little trickier when you're using determine 1/4 divided by 3. We're still going to use a fraction strip to represent 1/4, which we have over here. We identify the fraction strip that shows 1/4 and cut it into 3 equal parts. 1, 2, 3. Now what we've done there, we have to do to the rest of the triangle, because what you do to one side, you do to the others. So you divide it into 3. Again, we only want one of those. So 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Each of the 3 equal parts of 1/4 is 1/12. So 1/4 divided by 3 is 1/12. 1, and the rest of them are, there's 12, because in total there's 12. So 1 out of 12. We could also model it with pattern blocks if 2 hexagons represent one whole. So 2/3 divided by 4. We're going to use this in a number line, and we're going to express a quotient in lowest terms, but that's at the end. Let's draw a number line that shows thirds. So we've drawn, here's 1, and here's 0, and we've split them into 3. So there's 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. We're going to divide each one by 4, because whatever you do to one, you do to all of them, and you cut them into 4 equal parts. So we know that this would equal 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, and 4 parts. We don't count this because this is not part of the 2/3. Not 2/3. So there are 12 parts in the whole. Each part is worth 1/2. We use brackets to cut 2/3. We know that 1 and 2/3. Sorry, we know that we only want one of these right here. So we have 2 over 12, which equals, when we divide them both, it equals 1 over 6, which we can see down here. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4, because we divided them by 4, and we want one of them. So 1 is 1/6 of the entire block. This gets a little confusing, but it makes sense once you do the homework. It makes a little bit more sense once you do the homework. Mustafa used 3/4 of a jar of pasta on 6 servings of pasta. He used the same amount of sauce on each serving. What fraction of the jar of pasta sauce did he use on each serving? So we've got 3/4 divided by 6. So draw and label a number line that shows quarters, because we have quarters right here. We divide each one by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 6. To model division by cut by 6 each quarter into 6 equal parts. We're doing 3, so we go up to 3, and we cut those into 6 equal parts. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 equal parts. We want one of those. So 1, 2, and 3 over, there are, if you count them up, there are 24 different lines right here. So we've got 3 over 24, which, when you divide both by 3, equals 1/8 to get it into lowest terms. Mustafa used 1/8 of a jar of pasta on each serving. The homework is page 205, 206, and 207. Show you knows. Please do those in class, and then, of course, you can do the homework afterwards when we give you the questions.